So you're saying all 19 charges I don't recognize are from massage parlors?
Yes, first let me just say that I'm sorry this has happened to you, Mr. Snyder. But yes, all of these charges do appear to have been in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Damn it, I think I know what happened. I loaned Bob Kraft my credit card to pay for the Papa John's pizza at the owners meeting. Let me check. Yep, sure enough, that son of a gun held onto my card. Wait until I see that bastard. That's not gonna be a conversation with a happy ending, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, sir, I'm glad we were able to help you. And now, has this problem been resolved for your satisfaction?
Unless you know a good hitman. It's a joke, honey. Probably.
Very funny, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Maybe our triple points credit card, maybe an auto loan. We do handle all sorts of real estate agreements. We're looking to sell your football team. I hear all the other owners hate you.
What did you say?
Our triple points credit card? It's a low interest card with tons of perks, including triple points on every flight and hotel stay.
Not the credit card, you simp. The last part.
Oh, sure, you should really sell the team. You're being investigated by Congress. You settled for over $1 million because you sexually harassed an employee. And just between me and you don't really have any dirt on the other owners, do you?
No.
So why not sell? I bet you could get almost $6 billion. That's a lot of massages.
I told you, that was Bob Kraft.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'm getting sick of this. Everyone keeps accusing me of not being able to run a team correctly. So if they want me to sell, fine, let's give it a shot.
Great. Well, I'd be happy to help you with that.
Wait, you're going to help me? Aren't you just a customer service rep? Don't you make minimum wage, like $100 an hour?
Oh.
I'm so much more than that, Daddy boy! I am so much more! Oh, God. Next time, don't throw it at me! Don't get the polo off, you idiot! Now throw me a football!
Hi everybody, you're watching Once Upon a Time in Las Vegas, the rise and probably the fall of the greatest American sports betting show in the world. I'm your host, Rocky Foré, here with my co-host, the Steamroller. Hi, Steen.
Hey, Rock. Despite what my wife says, I'm pretty good at reading emotional cues, and you seem a little bit down, buddy. Everything okay?
Not really, I'm having a bit of a cash flow problem.
Cash flow problem? I thought we were killing it. We've been making great picks. Customers have been happy. Hell, we've been giving away a $100 gift card every week for anybody that comments. By the way, good opportunity to remind you guys. Make a comment. Drop any kind of a comment you want. We'll do a drawing on Thursday to see who wins a $100 gift card. But anyway, what's the problem, buddy? Why do we have a cash flow problem all of a sudden?
Well, it all started when I decided to make a pot of Rocky's famous chili. I remember it like it was just yesterday.
All right, and with tax, that's gonna come out to $54,916.
What?
I know, right, dude? Ground beef has been so high recently.
How much is it?
$7.99. That is pretty high. And what about everything else? Let's see, dude. Tomato sauce, $1.19. Chili seasoning, $1.79. Magic beans, $25,000 a can, and you got 2 of them.
Wait, $25,000 a can?
Yeah, dude. I mean, after all, they are magic beans.
Right.
Oh, I've heard every tale, every love song out there about the birds and the bees. Oh, could it happen to someone like me? All the stories are the books.
What? You spent 50 grand for beans?
Yep, and 4 smackaroos in tax.
Ouch. Okay, I'm going to hate myself for asking you this, but is anything grown yet?
Not yet, but I'm not giving up.
Of course you aren't. Well, for 50 grand, I wouldn't give up either, buddy.
Well, in the meantime, Steen, we need sales. Lots of sales.
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is headed.
Steamroller, we're having a sale. It's our biggest sale ever. Honda Days are going to be so jealous.
Okay.
Here's what I'm thinking. You got you, David, and Mason on the show this week, right?
Right.
So we're going to offer every NFL and college pick of your guys's together for one low price.
Our premium picks, right?
Yes, all of them.
Okay, so that's normally like $450. So what are you thinking, Rock? Like half price, $200?
Lower.
$150?
Oh no, I'm taking this as a huge sale, like the Black Friday of Black Friday sale.
Okay.
I'm thinking $15.
$15 for each of us, right? $15 for each capper?
No, together, all in one single promo.
Rocky, that's insane. Those packages are usually at least $150 each. That's a total of $450. And you want to sell them all for $15?
That's right.
Man, those really were magic beans. They turned $450 worth of picks into $15 worth of picks. You, my friend, are a business genius.
Thanks, Steamroller. That really means a lot.
Okay, Rock. Well, you guys heard it right here. That's all of our picks. NFL, college picks. All of mine, all of Mason's, all of David's. Rocky, you going to throw a couple picks in there? I'm kidding.
I'll think about it.
You want to get all of our football premium picks for the weekend, $15. Really, Rocky? 50? That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. $15. There's a code. Look at it right here. It's right here. You can also find the link in the description. Hit that link. It'll take you right there. $15. I don't know how many picks it's going to be. Probably, I don't know, 20 picks, something like that. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be probably less than $1 a pick. You're out of your mind. You need to wear your helmet more often, buddy.
Look, I just think that more people need to get this information. These are, you guys are so smart.
You're right.
Mason,
I mean,
David, you.
They're killing me.
Man.
These guys are showing me what for this season. I'm kind of like treading water, pushing and shoving, but these guys are killing it. So doing well in college football, but man, the pros, yeah, we're running okay. So let's see what we do. Hey, speaking of paying some bills, let's talk about our brand new sponsor, Rock. It's No House Advantage, fantasy sports redefined. You can bet on player props, over-unders. You play against the house. You can win up to 21 times your bet, or you can play pick'em contest against other folks for cash money prizes. Just go to nohouseadvantage.com, follow the link, or, man, they're right uptown. They got the app and everything. You can download the No House Advantage app. Make sure when you do that and you go to make your first deposit, you put in the code W and W. That's right. All one word, like wand W, and that'll get you a first deposit bonus up to $50. So there you go. Check that out if you would, please. And now is the time when I get to bring on these gentlemen. They've kind of been just there on your screen without a proper introduction. So let's do it. You know him, you love him. He's up there in Colorado. I ask him every day, is it going to be 80 degrees or is it going to snow a foot? He is the one, the only. You still like all those Colorado teams, buddy? It's Mason Folz, by the way. What's up, Mason?
I'm hanging in there, Steehn. I went to the CU Buffs game against Oregon this last weekend. Not going to lie, that was brutal. It's kind of the same thing with the Broncos right now, but I'm extremely excited to attack this Week 10 slate of games, and can't wait for them to start.
That last drive killed me, buddy. I had the over, and I had Colorado to cover the 32. Needed that last touchdown. I'm sure you were in your car by then, probably.
Yeah, it was one of those negative degree days on a random Saturday up in Boulder. So we were running to the car about third quarter. I'm not going to lie.
There you go. And here's a guy who will never run to his car because it's bad weather, because he lives in Houston, Texas. So if there's no hurricane, he's probably good. He has been killing it. You saw him kill it at the end of the NBA, or at the end of the baseball season, the start of the NBA. And he hasn't slowed down at all. It is the one, the only, the neatest beard in the business. Look at that. Look at the trim job on that, man. It is David Delano, everybody. What's up, David?
Hey, Steehn, what's going on? How you doing today?
Living the dream, buddy. I'm just happy those cheating Astros got another World's Championship. That's just fantastic.
I don't know, like they say down here with the capital H, hate us if you want to, but it's been a good 6-year run. I know you're not a Yankee fan though, so.
No, that's very true. That's very true. That was a hard one to pick right there. It really was. It's like watching your two least favorite kids fight each other. You don't really care how it comes out. It's just not going to be good. So it's good to be here. Thanks for being part of the package, man. It's it's gonna be a huge package. I mean, of course, I heard that a lot in college, but yeah, this is a little different situation. David, Mason, great to have you guys. Let's get rocking and rolling and get right into it. Start off with a Thursday night game. Woo! As we've come to expect from the Thursday night contest, this one is another barn burner, courtesy of the NFC South. Wow! How about a little Falcons at Panthers, shall we, boys? Falcons 3-point road favorites, 43.5 is the number. These two teams, they played just 2 weeks ago, and that was such a great game that they said, you know what, let's do it again here real soon. Maybe you remember that one with the DJ Moore taking his helmet off. That could be a possible preview of something to come later in the show, but I digress. The Panthers were unable to convert the extra point. They were unable to convert the game-winning field goal in overtime, and the Falcons basically by default win that game. Like I said, they're 3-point favorites here. The big difference in that game was a pick six that PJ Walker threw early in the game, attempted a little screen pass over defensive lineman, and that did not go well. So now the Panthers, they're back to a quarterback controversy. You've got Baker Mayfield, you've got PJ Walker. I'm guessing it's going to be PJ Walker, but am I saying
well, Sam Darnold just got activated today.
I saw they were talking about he was doing well in practice and all that, but he hadn't played since last year. So, man, that's like taking your 3 least favorite foods and just pick one to eat. So, the big difference in this one for me is Cordell Patterson is back for this game. He was not available in the first game between these two. I saw this Panthers team. They stepped up against Tampa Bay, but they have been absolute garbage in every other game here for the last month and a half or so. I cannot go with them. I have to take the Falcons -3. And by the way, guys, speaking of our great packages that we have, don't forget to check it out. It's right here, $15, everybody's packages. You got to do it. You can't miss out on this. So anyway, go ahead, Mason.
Yeah, Steen, I agree with you completely. I think the Cordell Patterson addition back onto their team is huge. They looked great running the ball last week. And like you said, without that Hail Mary touchdown that the Panthers had against the Falcons a few weeks back, they wouldn't even have made it to overtime. So I'm going to take Atlanta -3 as they're going to take down the Panthers in this one.
I guess we'll have maybe some more drama later in the show. But for this first pick, I'm on board with you guys. The Panthers have been absolutely terrible this whole season. They had that win over the Bucks. They had that Hail Mary, but as it showed, after losing that game on the extra point and then the blown field goal later, it carried over to next week, and they were just completely flat against the Bengals. Now, we don't know if Walker's starting. We don't know if Baker Mayfield's starting. Will Sam Darnold make an appearance? The team doesn't know who their leader is. How is that quarterback room really helping out each other? The Falcons, even though they're sub 500, they're tied for first place. They have something to play for. I'm not even sure Carolina wants to win at this point because all 3 quarterbacks that I named, they probably don't want any of them next year. So they want a high draft pick. There's no incentive really for Carolina to win this game. I'm going with the Falcons in this one.
Yeah, I like everything you guys are saying. Let's make it unanimous. I like the Falcons too. Mostly because if I was DJ Moore, I would take my helmet off 2 feet from the sideline every single play just to spite the NFL and dare them to throw another penalty flag because they don't do it for Travis Kelce and Jalen Ramsey. So, they only do it when it's DJ Moore in a game-winning touchdown with a team that it has Eddie Pinheiro as their kicker who, it's even if the PAT was at the 2-yard line, I think he still could have some trouble.
You think Amendola watched that game and just sat at home staring at his phone, waiting for it to ring?
Yes, I do think that. I think every kicker who has ever kicked a ball at any level was sitting at home waiting for that call. And you know who got the call? Jeff Saturday. So,
quick reminder that the Carolina Panthers not only let Graham Gano go, they also let Harrison Butker go. The Chiefs snatched Butker off their practice squad when they had Gano. So they've had 2 really good kickers and let them both go. And now it's is Gano hurt? Do they still have Gano? I thought he went somewhere else.
No, it was at the Giants, I think.
I thought he went to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was good. That was a good one, Scott.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've had a week to work that up, so you're welcome. All right, let's take a look at 2 teams that are in surprising positions right now. Well, one of them is at least. The Seahawks, first place team in the NFC West, against the Buccaneers. I guess by default, with their 4-5 record, they are the first place team in the NFC South, tied with Atlanta, but I believe they own the tiebreaker. I think they beat Atlanta earlier in the season. The Buccaneers, 2.5-point home favorites, 44.5 is the number right here. Again, with the surprises, the Seahawks have the best offense in the NFC West, and I will put their front skill positions, those front four players, up against just about anybody in football, let alone that division. Tell me anybody in the NFC West that has a better foursome than Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Kenneth Walker. I will put those four.
Yeah, it's Cam Akers, Tutu Atwell, Allen Robinson, and the shell of Matt Stafford.
Yeah, absolutely. The other reason that I'm not digging Tampa Bay in this spot is they have yet to cover at home. They have been overvalued and underperformed every single home game. I don't see any reason why that changes. That Tampa Bay game, they beat the Rams because, well, frankly, somebody had to win that game. But the Seahawks, they're playing good football. I think they're catching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at a good time. I like the Seahawks here catching the 2.5 on the road.
Now,
Yes,
I
Steve?
don't want to interrupt you guys, but one thing, this game's in Germany.
Really?
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. It is technically a home game for the Bucks, but it is in Berlin. Absolutely correct, David. I'd forgotten about that. That's the early game on Sunday from Germany. You know what? My point still stands. I can't back the Buccaneers right now. So
Yes, Dean, I agree with you. I'm going to go with the Seahawks plus 2.5 as well. I think that the Buccaneers' offensive line continues to really struggle. There's a lot of pressure on Brady, and he just hasn't done well with pressure in his face this season. Like you said, the Seahawks' offense has been moving the ball consistently. I can't believe I'm saying that, but they've got the weapons on the outside. They're going to consistently score throughout this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won outright. Now, I also wanted to let all of you guys know that our promo code right up here, $15 for Steehn, David, and I's college football and NFL picks this weekend. It's an absolute steal. You guys got to jump on that as quickly as you can.
Well, I disagree with you guys on this game. I actually like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover the 2.5. I think that they found something on that last drive against the Rams. You could just see that Tom Brady, it seemed like a big weight was relieved from his shoulders. He went into the press conference with an extra pep in their step. I think that they're going to carry that over. When you look at both of these teams, they're both in first place, but Seattle now is somewhat in a comfortable first place. 2 games up, where Tampa Bay is tied with the Falcons, so they need this game a little bit more. Not sure how much they love football in Germany, but when you think about the home field, I'm sure that they're a lot more familiar with Tom Brady than they are with anybody on the Seahawks. Tampa Bay, they've been playing good defense all season. Seattle on a 4-game winning streak, they're due for a letdown. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They're playing in Germany. I think Tom Brady's going to look around at the whole area, just get reminders of his once great life and his half German wife, and be sad. You know what? And Mike Evans has dropped more balls this season than Tom Brady has throws the flat. So they suck. I know I don't fade the Seahawks. Everybody knows that.
okay, very good. It's the last time they asked somebody to play defense in Germany, it didn't go well. So, let's check out a game right down the street from me. Going to be the Jaguars and the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 9.5-point home favorites. 51 is the total. We saw what a team that plays good defense and can run the ball did when Kansas City played Tennessee. They went into a slugfest, were able to escape with the victory. But here's the deal, and this probably will surprise a lot of folks out there. Jacksonville actually rushes for more yards than Tennessee does. Now, their defense isn't quite as good, but it's been stout on occasion, and I think they have a good matchup. The way that they want to play the Chiefs is they want to run the ball, they want to kill the clock, and keep Patrick Mahomes on the bench. I think 9.5 is a little tall. I wouldn't be surprised to see this be a little bit of a letdown spot for the Chiefs. We've talked earlier in the year on this show about the kind of games that the Chiefs are likely to just no-show, and this is one of them. I like the Jags plus the 9.5 in this spot.
All right, Steen, we finally got a disagreement. I'm taking your Chiefs minus 9.5 as I think they were woken up a little bit in this last week's game against the Titans. They struggled for the first few quarters and then absolutely woke up, and Mahomes brought them back to win that game. And I think that spark's going to carry over into this next week. It's the Jags. They've struggled against weaker opponents this season, and the Chiefs aren't a weak opponent as they're going to move the ball consistently down the field, slow down the Jags in offense, and cover that spread.
I agree with you on this one, Mason. I am leaning towards the Chiefs here to cover the 9.5. Jacksonville, they came back against a dead Raiders team. They were down 17-0. I think that the Chiefs are going to come in with a little bit more hunger. And if they, especially after being woken up last week, if they get up 17-0, they're not going to let the Jaguars come back. Prior to that, the Jaguars had lost 3 out of the 4 games they had played before that were against teams that really had hardly no pulse offensively. And they still lost to the Texans. They still lost to the Colts. They still lost to the Broncos. Right here, I do like the Chiefs to bounce back in the spot. But what I will say, the number 9.5, I don't completely love it. If you want to know at the end of the week what I decide on and what I love, along with what Scott loves, along with Mason loves, go ahead and check out the promo right there. That's going to get you a very special $15 on all of our plays, college football and NFL. I'm pretty sure this one won't make the cut, but if I had to make a pick on this, I would go with the Chiefs. And one other thing I'll add for all of you teaser people out here, I think that this might be a good one if you're liking 6-point or 7-point teasers, to tease the Chiefs at 3.5 or even 2.5. I think that that's a safer way to attack this game.
I don't hate that. I think that's pretty solid. And once again, $15 for all of our picks. I can't say this enough. That's normally a $450 value. The genius that's running the company right now has a pen in his nose, but it's Rocky, and that is what Rocky has decided to do. So we're going to, I don't even know what percentage that is. We're going to knock off $435 off the normal price. It's a lot. What is that?
270%.
But it's not even a thing. It's like a 97% off, I think is what it is. So anyway, yeah, Rocky Foré, everybody gotta love him. Rocky, you got a feeling on this Chiefs game?
Yes, I do. It's very short and sweet. You know what? The Jaguars have 6 losses. All of those 6 losses have come within a score. 9.5 is more than a score. I like the Jaguars.
All right. Well, that makes me feel great being on the same side of the game as Rocky. Terrific.
A lot of those losses came to teams that didn't have any offenses either. Just throwing it out.
All right.
That is a good point.
Last one of this segment. It's the Texans. Oh, there you go, David. I know, and just for the record, we all know David's not a Texans fan. He's a Browns fan. So
that's so much better, right?
Hey, Deshaun Watson, 2 weeks away from coming back, buddy. So that's got to have you excited. As long as you don't have a wife that does massages, you should be super excited. Okay, here we go. Giants up there in the Meadowlands at Jimmy Hoffa Field, laying 6.5 to the Texans. 39.5 is the number. New York Giants. I don't know if they're a bigger surprise than Seattle. Those are two pretty big surprising teams that are playing right now. The Giants have lost 2 games this season. Both of those games were to excellent defenses. That is a phrase that will never be spoken in the same sentence as the Houston Texans, because no one gives up more yards on the ground than the Houston Texans. They give up 32 yards per game, more than the second worst team. The Giants, you know what they want to do. They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball and then have Danny Dimes throw it to surprise them. They're a lot like watching a service academy play. I don't see any other way to play this. I've got the Giants minus 6.5.
Yes, Dean, I agree with you. I like the Giants minus 6.5 as well. So I see them running the ball a ton in this game, all over the Texans defense. So I see Saquon Barkley having a huge game, and that running attack will also open up their play action game, as one of their new weapons hasn't been talked about a bunch, but Wan'Dale Robinson's his name. I see him making a big impact in this one, catching a few balls and scoring enough points to cover the spread against the Texans.
As much as it's as hard as it is to trust the Texans, I did like the way that they competed against the Eagles, better than that 12-point outcome may show. But I mean, they covered the spread in that one. And I think that they're going to do the same here. The Giants, I mean, they're 6-2, but the Giants have actually only won one of their games by more than 6 points all season. They had a 8-point win over the Bears. So I think that the Texans will compete in this one. Even if we find, something in the range of, 24-10 or something like that, or 24-13, and late in the game, the Texans go ahead and add a score, 2-point conversion, something weird. I think that the Texans are going to find a way to keep this game within 4 to 6 points, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Texans to cover.
I like everything that David's saying. The Giants are they've been fighting through these one-score games like the Jaguars as well. They've been coming out on top of those games, though. So I think the Texans might have a chance here, especially with Dameon Pierce running hard as he was last week. 1 second. No, yeah, I'll have your money. I'm not the kind of guy that would just buy albino hamsters and not have money to pay for it, okay? Yeah, no, trust me. I'll have it by next week for sure. Once again, we're doing a promo. If you would like, you can. It's $15. You get all 3 of these great guys' picks for football and college. And you know what? We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with some more content.
Gather up. All right, boys. We've had an amazing season so far. So I've gathered you all here today because I got some news to share with you.
We're gonna crush Marysville or what?
I have no doubt that you're going to crush the snot out of Marysville, but you're gonna be doing it without me.
Is it your IBS again?
No, but thank you for remembering. Boys, I got the call. I'm going to the league.
Woo! Let's go, coach!
Well, the Colts needed some help, so I brought them the big man.
You are big.
I didn't know you could still suit up.
I'm not suiting up, Jimbo.
You're not gonna play center?
He's old.
Nope, they've asked me to coach. They've asked me to coach, guys.
Why?
Well, I was available.
But why didn't they ask John Fox?
Yeah, or Gus Bradley.
Well, maybe they didn't respond in time. Maybe they wanted to get paid more than Indiana State minimum wage. Or maybe all the college coaches are happy with their jobs.
You're not happy with your current job?
It's the NFL, Jimbo.
Well, we're all rooting for you, coach.
Yeah, not me. I'm a Titans fan.
Why I oughta?
Ow! Clear eyes.
Full hearts.
Go Horsies, go.
Horsies, go.
Hey, Jimbo.
Yes, coach.
Look, you're the best quarterback in the goddamn nation. You remind me a lot of myself, but lankier, less talented, but good still. Listen, of the 3 plays that we've ran this season, which one is your favorite?
The triple option?
That's good, that's good. That would work. That would work in the NFL. That would work. Hey, Jimbo,
Yes, coach.
can I ask you something?
Yes, coach.
What the f*** is a triple option?
I remember when Sean Payton called me like it was yesterday, you see? It was dark and stormy. I just bought a pint of whiskey and was headed home to the missus. There was always something weird with that case, you see? You're saying you found him like this, huh?
Just like that. I was game planning with Taysom when I heard a crash and came over.
Sean Payton told me Benny Fowler was likely not to make the roster anyway, but there was something fishy about everything going down, you see?
Looks like someone hit him with that 4-slice GE toaster.
You say Michael Thomas is the one who found him, huh?
Yep.
Let me see the security tape. That's it?
Yep, the next 10 minutes were erased from the database.
Fishy, you see? Very fishy. If I was smart and cared about my future, I would have left the case as is and carried on with my life, you see. So, Michael Thomas, you were the last person to see Benny Fowler alive, correct?
Look, I didn't kill Benny Fowler with a 4-slice GE toaster, okay?
I'm not saying you did, you see.
Look, everybody knew Benny was clumsy. He probably went into the kitchen, slipped, and brought down that 4-slice GE toaster on his head.
You don't think somebody killed him?
It doesn't matter what I think. My toe hurts.
I knew there was something Michael Thomas wasn't telling me, but I didn't know how to get it out.
Excuse me, detective. I'm gonna steal Michael Thomas for practice.
Yes, that's fine, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to practice on this angle.
That a theory so wild, so crazy, it cost me everything, you see. Hey, Michael Thomas, where'd you get that degree of yours?
Ohio.
Coach, that is not Michael Thomas. That's Benny Fowler, you see. The real Michael Thomas is in the other room, dead as a doornail. This man is an imposter.
What? Who's Benny Fowler? What? Benny Fowler. He was like a wide receiver on our team up until like not too long ago when he was found dead. Not Michael Thomas. I'm Michael Thomas. I'm still alive. Me, Michael Thomas. And he like always needed a father figure. You always said that you looked at him as one of your own.
Yeah, that's not ringing a bell. Come on, we got practice.
It's okay. He's gone now.
Everyone on Earth took Michael Thomas's word that he was always injured, but I suspected Fowler play, and it cost me everything, you see.
Wow, what content! That sure brought me a lot of money, hopefully, if they pay me. I haven't gotten paid by these sponsors in a long time. Maybe I should have made sure they signed contracts.
Crocky,
Anyways.
albino hamsters.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, we all heard it, buddy.
It's for a friend or a science project.
Can you fix that in post?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Very good. Why do they have to be albino hamsters? Somebody has to ask the question.
Because the white rats are too expensive.
Okay. Of course, I should have known. All right. Well, let's get right back to it, guys. How about a little Saints Steelers? Man, there's some good football. And then there's these games. Saints, 2.5-point road favorites. Jesus, really? Steelers at home, 41.5 is the total. Well, this Pittsburgh defense, which is the hallmark of this team, should be getting a little healthier this week. They're going to get KZ back at safety. TJ Watt is eligible. He's been practicing. No word yet whether he makes an appearance, but it's not going to help the Steelers offense, which is dreadful, just absolutely dreadful. They average the second least amount of points in the NFL. They have not put up more than 20 points since week 1. The Saints defense, not fantastic, should be good enough to take care of Wilson, Kenny Pickett, and the rest of the midnight hour crew. I like the under 41.5 here. And obviously, by my tone, you know this isn't one of my favorite games. Likely won't make my final package. But if you do want to know what is going to be in my NFL and college football package for the week, along with David and Mason, make sure you check out the link right there. Check it out. You can see that, and then you go to the description of the video, click on that. That'll take you right there. $15, normally $450. $15. God, him and his albino hamster habit. That'll get you all of our picks, college and pro, for the entire weekend. So make sure you check that out, won't you?
Steen, I love that pick on the under. I'm going to lean towards the Saints -2.5 in this game. I feel a little crazy saying that, but I think they're going to bounce back after their loss to the Ravens, and I just don't trust this Pittsburgh offense. Don't see them scoring enough points to cover that spread as Kenny Pickett continues to struggle, and their running game has been completely non-existent this season, as see them turning into a one-dimensional offense that the Saints will be able to shut down.
Which dimension do they have?
Yeah, I guess
one
it's
dimension.
a good point too.
What are they all punt? Hey, you can't run, if you can't throw, they're going to be one dimensional. We'll let you know which
just
one it is right after the game.
non-dimensional.
You're going to be a non-dimensional. Once you turn a team non-dimensional, that really runs into problems. David, what do you got here, buddy?
Well, the way the NFL week went, had a great Sunday. I hit on my free pick, hit on all 3 premium picks. So I had a perfect 4-0 Sunday. The only thing that gave me a bad taste in my mouth was that I was dumb enough to pick the Saints on Monday Night Football. I just hated what I saw. I know that the Steelers are not a great team, but I'm looking here. If you look at a lot of the locations of where the Saints have been playing, I don't trust them outside of the Dome, traveling to Pittsburgh. And you're right about the way that the Steelers have struggled this year. But if you look at their schedule, depending on how you feel about the Bucs and the Browns, Saints might be the worst team that the Steelers have played so far. So I'm going to go ahead and back the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one to go ahead and get the upset over the Saints.
Yeah, Dennis Allen is refusing to bench Andy Dalton. He said in regards to his performance on Monday night that it's just a bad day at the office. Well, then what has the last 3 weeks been? Like, he's had 3 bad weeks at the office. Let Jameis have a chance, first of all. Let's just get that out there. Second of all, Najee Harris is going to make Cameron Jordan look like he is 12 yards wide. And now put Demario Davis next to him, and they're going to cover the entire field. Like, the Saints could stop Najee Harris with 2 people. I like the Saints.
All right, very good. So you start off, they've got a quarterback controversy. They should let Jameis play, and then you're like, but they're great. So I'm going to
that's the thing, is that they're not great, but like the Steelers aren't going to score 20 points. Even when the Saints have been terrible, they're still scoring 20 points.
True. That's very true. All right.
And more than 20 is more than less than 20.
Well, if you've enjoyed a lot of the games so far, you're going to really dig this one as well. It's the Lions and the Bears. Oh my, up there in the Windy City. Bears, 3-point home favorites, 48.5 is the number. Well, looky. Who has been the best quarterback in the NFL for the last 4 weeks? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Is it Josh Allen? It is not. It is not. It is that it's that young fella that's been playing quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He has been outstanding so far, including having 170 yards plus rushing last week, did Justin Fields. They have averaged 31.3 points per game over their last 3, and some pretty decent teams on that list as they've taken on Dallas, New England, and Miami. The Lions, they do not play defense. They celebrated in Detroit this week because they finally got their average down below 30 points a game that they're giving up, but that is not good at all. The Detroit offense, after being fantastic to start the year, being the leading scoring team for much of the first month and a half, have now kind of hit the wall. They are who we thought they were, as Herm Edwards once said. They've averaged just 12 points per game over their last 4. I think the Bears take this one a -3.
Well, Steen, I really like that pick in this game. I actually like the over 48.5 points, as the Bears have given up some points over the last 2 weeks. The Cowboys lit them up. The Dolphins lit them up. And the Lions showed that they could score earlier in the year. I know they've slowed down a little bit, but I see them regaining some momentum in this week and continuing to score on this Bears team. And I also see Chicago staying hot and continuing to score as well, as Detroit has one of the worst defenses in the league. But can't really say I have a pick on a side right now. I'd say later in the week, you guys should check it out. If you click on the link up in the description, you can get David, Steen, and I's picks all in the same package, $15. It's a great deal, and we'll be looking to attack these books.
Yeah, I like the Bears in this game. I like what I've seen from Justin Fields a lot lately. One of my premium picks last week, I had the Bears against the Miami Dolphins. One thing with here, even though it's a little bit juicier, I'm going to take the Bears on the money line in this one. I mean, the Lions have not yet won a road game since Dan Campbell's taken over. With a 3-point spread, this is a chance. There were a few games last week that ended exactly on that 3. I could possibly see that happening, but I don't see the Bears losing this game. So my play here is going to be the Bears on the money line. I like what I'm seeing from Justin Fields. In no way I'm taking the Lions to win a game on the road.
The Lions, after we've had, week 10 now, so we've had 9 weeks of getting hyped for the Lions after Hard Knocks, and at about week 3 or 4, they kind of just showed that they are the Lions still, and not a cute media darling. Well, they still are a cute media darling. I mean, they've so many great guys on their team. Unfortunately, those great guys don't make a great team. I like the Bears. If Justin Fields is going to run all over the place, the Lions don't have the personnel to stop Justin Fields. I can't believe I'm saying that, 10 weeks into the season. And you know why? It's because I dropped him in all my fantasy teams, because I drafted him in every single league, and then I dropped him at like week 5.
Well, see, and I've been hanging on to DeAndre Swift, and he's been, after being a hero for me the first month, he's been nothing since his injury. So, all right, let's talk about those Dolphins. Dolphins at home this week, laying 4 to the Browns. There you go, David. 4-point favorites are the Dolphins. 48.5 is the number. Well, you look at the raw numbers of the Miami win last week, and you say, well, they gave up 252 yards on the ground. But here's the deal: Fields had 178 of them. The running backs for Chicago, Herbert and Montgomery, 21 carries for 59 yards. That's not good. Miami, they should be able to slow down the Cleveland rushing attack just enough. I think they have to keep Tua clean. They have to be able to maintain the pocket presence. I think they do just enough to get by and cover that number. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this one be ugly and to get the late cover, but I think they get there. Give me the Fins -4.
Yeah, Steen, I agree with you. I like the Dolphins -4 as well. As I've been impressed by Tua since he's come back since that concussion. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league, in my opinion, and he's got some of the best weapons on his team as well. Tyreek Hill continues to fly by everybody, and Waddle's a very consistent, solid wide receiver. I just don't see the Browns being able to slow them down, as the Dolphins have just been hot on the offensive side of the field. I know people are going to be worried about their defense after this last week, but the Browns just don't worry me with Brissett at quarterback. So I'm going to take the Dolphins at -4.
All right, a lot of times I'm pretty hard on my boys, but I completely disagree with both of you guys on this. Steen, the fact that the Dolphins can slow down this Browns running attack, no way. The Dolphins cannot slow the Browns running attack down. The only thing that can slow down the Browns running attack is Kevin Stefanski if he decides to throw the ball too much. I really think that this is a type of game for him to show what he's made of. If he coaches this game right, the Browns should win this game outright. And in his short sample size, though, Cleveland is 2-0 coming off of the bye with Stefanski straight up. They're also 6-2 in their last 8 road games against teams with a winning home record. The Dolphins are 1-5 in their last 6 games against the spread. But despite all of that, also on the other side, the Dolphins have been making some coaching decisions, leaving some points on the field the last few weeks. We must have been watching different teams. I was not that impressed with the Dolphins against the Bears. I faded them. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they should have been up 21-0 in the first quarter. That game ended 16-10. I think that the Browns are rejuvenated in this one. Like I said, as long as Stefanski does not throw the ball too much, and even if he does, Jacoby Brissett, when you put him in the right situations, number 7 in the NFL in QBR, Browns are going to get the upset this week. I'm going to be really disappointed if they don't, but I really think that they're a bad matchup for the Dolphins. Obviously, I'm pretty passionate about this one, but you want to know what the other picks that I'm passionate of, and if this one makes the final cut, make sure to go ahead and check out this promo code. You'll get all of my picks, you'll get all of the Steamrollers picks, and you'll get all of Mason's picks in college football and the NFL for only $15. Don't know why we're doing this, but you probably should take advantage of it because I don't know if we're going to do it again.
Never again. Rock, what do you got here? You got a homer pick like Dave?
I do. This is the thing. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm crazy or because David and I are both such geniuses, but I like everything David is saying about the Browns. You got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt who are just going to drive down the field, get you some nice 7-minute drives. Meanwhile, the Dolphins are going to score in about 1:40. The Dolphins defense is going to be so tired in Miami in the aftermath of the storm that's going down there. It's going to be all humid, all hard to breathe. They're going to be trying to chase down Nick Chubb. It's going to be a disaster. I like the Browns in this one. I do have one question for you, Steen, though. How come whenever everyone always mentions how Tua is always underthrowing Tyreek Hill, but whenever I watch the Chiefs,
Mahomes was also just always underthrowing Tyreek Hill, but no one ever mentioned that.
No, he was he was less than accurate the other day. There was a couple of great catches there in the fourth quarter that really rescued him when he threw the ball really behind. That catch by Kelsey was unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where I think Mahomes made Hill look good, and I think Hill made Mahomes look good. But
Yeah.
you see,
they were the
unlike
perfect,
all the other
perfect pair.
unlike all the other divorces in the NFL, though, both of these guys have turned out just fine. Hill leads the
Yeah.
NFL in receiving. Mahomes leads the NFL in passing. But if you look at some of the other quarterbacks that lost their weapons this year, they haven't fared as well. Looking at you, Aaron Rodgers. So
I'm just
yeah, very
tired
good.
of people treating Tua Tagovailoa like they never even have seen an Alabama game. There's a reason that guy's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
And David, congrats to you for being in the very same canoe with Rocky on this pick. You must really enjoy that.
We're
all right.
crazy. We're geniuses.
Let's finish up this segment with a game that we're going to have no idea about on Tuesday because we don't know the injury news. And this is a good time to remind you guys that we do record this show on Tuesday for a Thursday release. The official injury report, of course, doesn't come out until Wednesday. So a lot of the times when there's an injury or something, we're giving you our best guess based on what we think will happen. But make sure you always check those NFL injury reports before game time and before making your bets. And none will be more important than this one as the Vikings travel to Orchard Park to take on the Bills. Bills, as it stands right now, 7-point favorites. And I haven't even checked. It's probably off the board right now, I would guess. I haven't checked this morning, but I'm assuming this game. But before the Allen news broke, Bills were 7-point home favorites. 46.5 is the number. Bills have been dominant at home. They have won their 3 games there by an average of 26.3 points per game. They have given up just 27 points total in those 3 home games. Rocky, you want to do some math real quick? How many points per game is that?
You said how many?
27 in 3 games.
27 in 3 games.
I'll give you a hint. Do you have a monitor?
It is 81.
That is not correct. That's not correct. What number are you wearing, buddy?
Tony Romo.
There you
9.
Yes. Yeah, the answer is Tony Romo. Correct. Tony Romo points per game is what they're giving up. Last 6 Minnesota games have been decided by 1 score. They haven't played the Buffalo defense. I think the defense does their thing. Yes, Buffalo has burned all of us in this room this season on occasion because sometimes they end up playing with their food and don't get the cover. But I think they can do it here. I think they are going to be playing another very good team. Of course, the Vikings with just 1 loss. Better record than the Bills. So that means nothing to me at this point, by the way. I'm going to take the Bills minus a 7. And of course, that is predicated on Josh Allen being okay and making the start.
Yeah, Steen, I agree with you completely, but I just feel like I'm going to take the Vikings minus 7 with this pick. I know that the Josh Allen news is going to make people scared, but the Vikings are better than people think this year. They got talent all over the offensive side of the field, and defense might be able to put some pressure on Allen or whoever's playing quarterback in that game, as the Vikings have been going under the radar this season. I see them covering the spread in this game.
How can you not love this kid? Steen, I agree with everything you said. I'm going to take the complete opposite pick. Perfect. Love the kid. David, what do you got here?
Actually, just checked.
And by the way, Mason said Vikings minus 7. He meant plus 7.
I meant plus 7, yeah.
I know you did, brother. That minus 7 would be a nice payoff, though.
Yeah, bold pick, though.
Absolutely.
By the time that this airs, this might be completely relevant. I actually just checked. It's still on the board, but I actually see it's at 5.5 now, which for you, Steen, would probably be a good time for you to definitely go with the Bills. But I still like the Vikings at this spot. And also just not knowing the injury news, I think that it's a good chance to take the Vikings. I think that even if Allen plays, there's a chance that the Vikings can cover this number. The Vikings have been really disrespected. I mean, for a 7-1 team, I understand that, you're not too worried about the record, but I think that that's a little just disrespectful to the Vikings right now. I think that they can keep this game within 4 points with or without Allen. And if there's a possibility of him not playing, I think that there's a lot of value in that line right now. So I will take, for what it's worth, leaning right now on the Minnesota Vikings, even at the 5.5.
He's not wrong. When you talk about, you hear the talking heads talk about the best teams in the NFL. You hear about the Bills, you hear about the Chiefs, you hear about the Eagles. Nobody ever mentions the team with the second best record in the league. Nobody ever talks about the Vikings. That's
they got a big
absolutely
chance
true.
this is something for them to prove. If they show up in this game, they will. They'll have to.
Yeah, absolutely right. Rock, what do you got here?
It's hard because don't know what's going to happen with Josh Allen. We don't know if we're going to get Josh Allen, or we don't know if we're going to get a Case Keenum revenge game. Also, the Vikings are good. I agree with everything you're saying. But the last time they looked flabbergasted when Josh Allen came to Minnesota. So I don't know. It took them 4 quarters to score 6 points against that team. The Bills scored 17 in the first half, or 27 in the first half, or whatever. But that being said, the Vikings do have a defense that Josh Allen would hate. So I got the Vikings if Josh Allen plays. I've got the Bills if Case Keenum plays. And you know what? It was all games up in the air. Everyone's been talking about it. If you really want to know what these cappers are thinking, check the promo code. Get that promo code. Even it's worth it, even just to find out what people are going to say about this game at the end. It's cheap.
All right, fair enough.
All right, send us to break because I can't do it.
Yes, absolutely, I will. You were grayed out up until you weren't, but yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Watch these messages that hopefully, if we've done something right, will make you chuckle, and then we'll be right back to break down the rest of the card. You guys take care. We'll see you in a minute.
So, DJ, are there any adjustments you're going to make going forward?
Yeah, look, if they can throw a flag on me for taking my helmet off outside the field of play, they can throw it on me anywhere, so I'm not taking any more chances.
It's my eyes!
Well, this is me. Do you want to go inside?
You know it.
Okay, that's it! I put up with the weird helmet thing all night. But I have to draw the line somewhere. Either the helmet goes or you do. That's it!
You're right. It's 1 a.m. I'm in your apartment. I think it's safe.
It's safe.
Personal foul, removing the helmet, 15-yard penalty. I get a beer.
Get out.
What?
It's not worth all of this. I never had this kind of drama with Robbie Anderson.
I'm never taking this helmet off again. I can't believe Baker Mayfield would do this to me.
Hey, if it isn't Michael Thomas. Welcome back to the Theismann house. Didn't think we'd see you again so soon. What is it this time? Ankle? Tear ACL?
Toe injury.
Ah, toe? So you're just here for a few weeks then, huh?
Nah, I gotta have surgery. Done for the year.
Really? Toe surgery? That sounds bad. Of course, not as bad as getting your leg snapped in half by the greatest pass rusher of all time. Did I ever tell you that story? It was mid-November 1985. It was Monday Night Football.
Yeah, dude, I've seen The Blind Side. Look, can I just get to my room and unpack? My toe's starting to ache.
Oh, sure, no problem. I remember once I broke my big toe. It was, ever tell you that story? It was against the Eagles, pouring rain.
It's not my big toe, it's my second toe. It's dislocated.
Your second toe? Wow. I mean, back in my day, we would have just cut that sucker off. Let me find my hacksaw. I'll take care of that for you and get you back on the field in like 2 weeks.
No. We're 3-6 and Andy Dalton is the quarterback. and I still get paid the same amount. So I'll just keep all my toes.
Hey, suit yourself, but just so you know, it's a little crowded in the wide receiver wing. You're gonna have to double up with DJ Chark.
Ah, man.
What, he seems like a nice guy.
That's not it, Joe T. He's a good guy, but he's got night terrors.
Night terrors?
Yeah, look, I roomed with him one time in a camp for underprivileged kids, and he would always wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Throw me the ball, Blake! Throw me the damn ball!"
Ooh, yeah. A lot of PTSD from the Bortles years.
Well, who else is here? Did Keenan Allen check in yet?
Nah, not yet. We got a room reserved for him, but he usually just kind of contemplates it until about Saturday.
Word. Well, I'm just gonna clean up and get settled.
Oh, hey, Michael, look what I found. It's my hacksaw. Couple of shots of tequila, a little seesawing. I'll fix you up real quick.
You guys got oat milk?
Oh, come on. It's a little piggy that stayed home. You won't even miss it. I don't miss mine. Man, that guy sure does look a lot like Benny Fowler.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. We've got 6 games left. We've got 8 down. So, yeah, let's get right to it. Oh, man, here is the matchup that absolutely no one has been clamoring for. It's Mason Folz' Denver Broncos against the Tennessee Titans. The Titans at home, they are a 3-point favorite here. The number is 39. You know, both of these teams have very good defenses. I'm so sorry for anybody in Denver that is wasting a fantastic defense, as this offense just can't get out of its own way. I do not have enough adjectives to describe how bad these offenses are. Titans with 1 first down in the second half against a heretofore not fantastic Chiefs defense. No. I have to play the under 39 here. So, will this game be part of my package? I don't know. But if you do want to know, we're going to keep an eye on the line movement. We're going to keep an eye on the weather as this game gets closer, and I will have it narrowed down, as will my other 2 fantastic fellow handicappers right here, into our weekend packages. Make sure, $15 right there. It's the I. Click the I. The I will tell you all. Just click that. It will give you the information on how to get that fantastic price. I almost said all of my NFL. No. Rocky has insisted on college picks as well. All of my football picks, all of David's football picks, all of Mason's football picks, all 3 of us, $15. Check it out. Don't miss it.
Yeah, Steehn, I agree with you with the under 39 in the Broncos versus Titans game. But with my pick in this one today, I'm actually going to take the Titans -3 as I just don't trust the Broncos. They've been tough to watch all year, and that offense just hasn't done anything. If the Titans can continue to run the ball like they did last week, I see them absolutely running away with this game and covering that spread.
Well, 7-3 makes us all happy. So, yeah, there you go.
I'd like to add something different, but I think that you guys hit this nail on the head. If you are going to play the side, I think that it's Titans or nothing. I'm not sure if Tannehill is going to be going or not. Not sure that it matters, but I agree with you on this one, Steehn. I think that the best way to play this, the only way I think I would probably play this, is on the under 39, the way that both of these defenses have played well, but these offenses, especially if, Tannehill can't go. I mean, Tennessee, all they can do is run the ball, even if Tannehill can't go. They haven't helped themselves out a lot by, getting rid of, Brown. Their receiving core is a mess, but I don't trust the Broncos either. This might even be a good alternative line pick, to even go with maybe under more than 39, under 33.5 or something like that. It's going to be tough for both of these teams to get over 17 points. So I'm going to go with the under in this one.
Oh, Mason, you're going to love me after I say this. No matter who's starting at quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, the Broncos are going to win this game. If Malik Willis plays, I'm going with the over. The Broncos are winning 34-6 with a pick 6 from Justin Simmons off Malik Willis. It's going to be the first time the Broncos score more than 30 points. It's going to be this game right here. And coming off the bye week, they're going to be prepared. Russell Wilson's ready. They're starting to get things figured out, and they're playing a team that's going to be exhausted after playing the Chiefs. I like the Broncos score more than 30 points in this game.
Rocky's Proppies.
That's a Rocky's Proppy right there. I got 2 of them. Broncos over 30, Malik Willis pick 6 to Justin Simmons.
If you go,
I'll tell you what. Broncos team total over 29.5 will pay you some money.
Yes.
That'll make your weekend right there, my friend.
Seriously.
All right.
Very good. I would put all the company assets on that play and see what happens.
Well, the good thing is that we currently have $1.17.
All right, very good. That's about what it's worth too. That's about how much I'd put on the Broncos going over 30. Colts Raiders. This is coming to you from fabulous Las Vegas. Raiders -6, 42.5 is the number. Colts. It's going to be Saturday this Sunday, as Jeff Saturday is the new Colts coach, making 4 or 5 assistants that have had multiple interviews with no jobs. Probably a little. There might be some things broken in the Eric Bieniemy house this weekend. Is all I'm saying, because that's ridiculous. Jeff Saturday is not coached above the high school level, and I believe he went 6-9. So congratulations. That certainly is a resume worthy of an NFL top spot. However, in this game, I'm not sure I'm not sure either one of these teams is 6 points better than anybody. I am avoiding the side like the plague. Colts still playing a very good defense. It's another Denver situation where they're wasting a fantastic defensive effort on an offense that can't get out of its own way. Indianapolis Colts are 8-1 to the under this season. Most of those games were with Ryan at quarterback, which is a definite step up, I still believe, from Sam Ehlinger. No, I don't want any part of the sides on this. Give me the under 42.5.
Yeah, Steen, I'd say if you're going to take a totals pick, the under is the way to go. But I'm going to take a side on this one. I'm going to get bold, and I'm going to take Josh McDaniels and the Raiders -6, as I see Derek Carr and Devontae Adams hooking up multiple times in this game, scoring enough points to cover the spread against the Colts, as I just don't trust Sam Ehlinger. And I think it's currently a dumpster fire in Indianapolis. They don't know what's going on. And Saturday is not going to have a good first Sunday as a head coach.
I almost feel like we could do a whole show about this game. I'm not sure that there's a game that I'm more fascinated to see this Sunday in a game that I'm probably least likely to bet on than this one. This one is really, really intriguing. I think we're going to just see, I don't know which coaching staff is more upset. I had the Jacksonville Jaguars on the money line to beat the Raiders. I was worried about it early, but they came back. McDaniel, after he got off to that hot 6-0 start with the Broncos, I believe he's 7-23 in his last 30 games. I'm not sure that he's going to turn it around. I'm not sure that the players don't hate him and that they just don't want him to turn it around. I mean, when you look at the Colts, they're obviously tanking. They had Reggie Wayne on the staff. They had other former players they could have put on the staff. And they picked Jeff Saturday. Is he going to be able to rally them? Are they tanking? Are they just going to throw in the towel? I would say if I did play this, which I won't, the Raiders, I would back 6.5 because the Raiders should cover the spread, but I'm not sure that they just don't hate McDaniel. And if they lose this game, he might get fired, and they might want that to happen. So Raiders -6.5 with caution. If you want to know the plays that I would proceed without caution, without as much caution that I feel a lot better about, go ahead and click on the link there. Right there, it's going to get you all of my college football plays, all of my NFL plays, along with Scott's, along with Mason's. $15, all of our plays for the weekend. Like I said, I don't think you're going to have the I don't know, maybe one of these guys will have a premium pick on this game. But if you want all of my premium picks, along with these other fellas, go ahead and click on that link.
You know, the great thing about doing the picks for that price is you have the ability not to play some of them. You know, because if you buy like our best bets, if you get our best bet, there's the play. That's the one you got to make. But when you're getting as many picks as you're getting this weekend, and you look at them and you go, Dave's got the Raiders. Well, I hate the Raiders. Then don't play it. You don't have to play. You got plenty of others because you probably made enough from your Saturday college that you can lay off some NFL games. So it gives you some variety, and it gives you the option to cull some of them, as we say in the bass fishing tournament world. Rock, what do you got here?
The Colts have the most expensive and most terrible offensive line. They needed help. They brought in Jeff Saturday. Unfortunately, the only opening was head coach. He's never called plays except for that one time when Peyton Manning yelled at him. And he had Gus Bradley and John Fox available, and he picks Parks Frazier to call picks, which makes sense because Parks Frazier had been mistaken before when someone shot his house 77 times. But you know what? In this league, it's been pure chaos lately. So I like some chaos. I think Parks Frazier, 30-year-old quarterback, former quarterback, comes out here, does some Sean McVay type craziness. Jonathan Taylor, if he plays, he's going to have a blast. And once again, I just want to point out that team misses Nyheim Hines more than I miss Nyheim Hines on the Colts. So, which upsets me. Let's talk about that. Nyheim Hines had one target as a Bills running back. Why are you trading for one of the best third down running backs in the league if you're not even going to use him? That's why the Bills are going to lose the game against the Vikings.
I just started him on my fantasy team. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. And I ended up losing by like 8 points. So yeah, thanks for nutting. Yeah. All right. Does anybody else not know who Parks Frazier is?
I don't even think most of the Colts know who Parks Frazier is, and they just hired him.
Who is he?
He's now going to be. He's the offensive coordinator for the Colts.
Oh, okay. All right. Parks Frazier.
He's a quarterback from, I want to say, like Northeastern or something like that.
Sure. All right. Absolutely. By the way, if you haven't seen the YouTube clip of Peyton Manning yelling at Jeff Saturday to stop calling the effing plays, I highly recommend you check that out. It's a very, very entertaining clip. All right, let's move on for the last game of this segment. Just 3 to go after this. There's another battle there from the NFC West as the Rams host the Cardinals. Rams 3-point home favorites. 43 is the number. Man, it's one of the more difficult games, and there's some difficult games on the slate this week, but it is hard to trust this Rams team that has scored 14 or less in 4 of their last 5. But if ever there was a game to bust out, it'd be against the Cardinals. This Cardinals defense has been bleeding points lately. They've given up almost 100 points. They've given up 99 points in their last 3 games. The Rams can't get off the schneid in this one. I don't know what to tell you. I'll take the Rams minus the 3.
I like the Rams minus 3 as well, Steen. As saw a little stat before we started this show that the Cardinals are actually 3-12-1 against the spread in their last 16 meetings against the Rams. As LA's got their number. They got shell-shocked against the Bucs last week, as I see them coming back with a lot of motivation in this game, as they finally got to start scoring some points. I believe in Stafford and Cup, and I'm going to take the Rams minus 3.
Yeah, this seems like one of those games that could fall right on that 3, but I would take the Rams side of this. I think that they're due for a breakout. Both of these teams, I mean, this is really, really a big game for them. I trust McVay a lot more than Kingsbury. When you look at as much as the Rams have struggled, I mean, they've had a tough schedule. I mean, they lost a couple games to the 49ers. They lost to Dallas. And then at the end of the day, as much as Tampa Bay was struggling, the Bucs have still been playing good defensively. And at the end of the game, Tom Brady was just Tom Brady. But I think that I can't trust the Cardinals in this game. You did mention, Steen, that the Rams are hard to trust. I think the Cardinals are even harder to trust. I'm going to go ahead and lean on the Rams here, minus the 3.
Yeah, it's easy. Kyler Murray is the only good thing going for that Cardinals team. Cliff Kingsbury is not going to last November. And this week, the Rams-Buccaneers were the most watched game of the week. And yes, that does count Matthew Stafford watching every route and then taking a sack. They count those. And I hate watching Matthew Stafford play quarterback this year. I don't like him. He reminds me of like when he was on the Lions. And I want to take the Cardinals, but I don't like the Cardinals either. So I like the Rams. I'm agreeing with all of you guys. Oh, and you know what? If you want to hear more, follow this link. It takes you, imagine clicking on a link of something you wanted, and it took you straight to the shopping cart, and it was already there. You just got to put in some info. You don't have to like find the thing you want and click on it. This link is going to take you straight to the checkout. So check on it, click it, get to the checkout. And you know what? We'll be right back. We'll take a quick break, have some fun, laugh a little bit. I'm going to talk to a puppet.
You and your franchise will be cursed for all of 50 years.
Walt Disney Pictures brings the award-winning curse to life. Lions. My name is George Wilson. All my life, I seem to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. My grandpa, George Wilson II, says it's all because of this 50-year-old curse Bobby Lane put on us. Now, I don't really believe in the franchise curse, but when games go wrong, it kind of helps if you can blame it on something. And for the Lions, things went wrong a lot.
You know, I think the Lions have a shot this year. They were fun on Hard Knocks, and I think Dan Campbell's a great coach.
The Lions ain't gonna do shit this year. It's all because of your dirty, rotten quarterback trading great-grandfather.
Hey, there is no Bobby Lane curse on this franchise.
Mom, how else can you explain why I'm getting sent to Camp Ford Field for being wrongfully accused of stealing 13 pairs of Rick Fox's shoes?
Oh, that man played for the Lakers and the Celtics. Pick a side, you deserve to get your shoes stolen.
Now, to break the franchise curse, he'll have to finish what was started.
You want to hire the great-grandson of Bobby Lane to replace Jared Goff?
It's the only way.
For what now?
To break the franchise curse.
There ain't no damn franchise curse!
I'm tired of losing, Grandpa.
Well, it's too damn bad!
So how did this franchise curse start anyways?
Well, my great-granddad was the GM for the Detroit Lions when Bobby Lane was quarterback there. And when Bobby Lane said block, you blocked. When Bobby Lane said drink, you drink. Well, one day, Bobby Lane said drink, and my great-granddad, he didn't drink. So he cursed the franchise for 50 years.
For 50 years?
Yep.
This fall, the curse comes to a stadium near you. Whoa! I'm Aaron Rodgers, figuring out what it's like to be a quarterback again. Speaking of, next game we got Cowboys-Packers. Cowboys are 5-point favorites. Points are at 43. How'd you like that intro, Steen? I did it.
That was outstanding, and you even stuck the landing there by introducing the next game. Very, very good.
Well, what
Cowboys,
do you think about it?
I will let you know. You just have to stop talking. Okay.
Oh, that's very hard for me to do.
I know it is, brother. Hey, Cowboys on the
Hey,
road.
did you want to get lunch after this?
I'd love to.
Oh,
I'd love to do that.
So sorry.
Cowboys 5-point road favorites heading up to Lambeau Field against the Packers. 43 is the number. Guys, I think we have to start talking about the Packers and them being a terrible football team. They are 27th in scoring. They've lost 5 straight. They've covered just once in their last 6 games. And, of course, that was a half-point squeaker against Buffalo when the Bills decided, you know what, I think that's good enough. We'll go ahead and let them score there at the end. Going to be chilly. Going to be chilly up there in Lambeau. Temperature in the 30s. Got a little bit of wind. But you know what? That's going to be the team that can run the ball better. Guess who that is? Well, if you ask who can do something better, the answer is almost always not the Packers, and it's certainly the case here. Cowboys can run the ball. Dak, I think, will be able to do enough when it's needed. Cowboys get the win and the cover here. Give me Dallas minus the 5. And will this one be part of my package? I don't know. We'll have to check and see as the days get closer. But if you want to find out, there's a very simple way to do that. It'll just cost you 15 beans. Not only do you find out what I think about this weekend's card, you also find out what Mason thinks and what David thinks. It is a fantastic deal. You will never see this repeated anywhere, including here. But for this weekend and this weekend only, the dogs are barking. Get yourself those $15 picks. Click the link right there.
Sounds like somebody likes that deal.
Yeah, Steen, I love that pick. Cowboys minus 5 is what I'm rolling with too. I see their defense being the difference maker in this game as Aaron Rodgers and that Packers offense just haven't been able to score points. And I saw that Aaron Jones is currently listed as questionable, as if they don't have him, they're going to be without any weapons at all. And so is Romeo Doubs. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's not playing in this game either. Has
in Colorado, they say Doobs. Everywhere else, they say Dobbs.
Yeah, exactly. Good point, Steve.
California, they say Dabs.
Yes.
Go ahead.
But no, but the Packers, they just aren't doing anything right on the offensive side of the field. They've got a lot of injuries, and they are not going to be able to stop the Cowboys rushing attack in this one. So I'm taking Dallas minus 5.
On this pick, I'll show the Houston Astros a little bit of love. After they won the World Series, Dusty Baker had mentioned that he thought about his dad that morning, and that his dad told him that when he lost the 2002 World Series, he said, "Son, I don't know if you're ever going to win the World Series." And he said his dad didn't mean anything bad by it, but he said the old school used to use negative motivation. But he said with the new school, negative motivation doesn't work. The Packers have lost 5 games in a row. People keep thinking that eventually they're going to break it out. I think that Aaron Rodgers is using a lot of negative motivation with a lot of young players, and I don't think that they're responding to it well. I don't think that they respect him right now. He's getting frustrated. He's not really showing his players that he cares about them. And, some people could say maybe that's the soft way of thinking, but whatever. The Packers are losing games. The Cowboys, the fact that it's still Aaron Rodgers and the fact that it's Green Bay, Dallas will absolutely get up for this game. Dallas is coming off of a bye. This one, I like the Cowboys in this one. If the Packers don't come to play better than they've been playing, this one could get ugly. So Dallas Cowboys -5.
I hope you put some breadcrumbs down for that trip. That was a long way. We started with Dusty Baker's dad, and we just kind of we got there though. So very good.
Aaron Rodgers listened to the speech.
Yeah, no kidding. Rock, what you got here?
Yeah, have we ever considered that we are just figments in the mind of Aaron Rodgers during a bad ayahuasca trip?
I think about it every day, buddy.
Because I think that's more likely than Aaron Rodgers and this group of wide receivers of Alan Lazard and Sammy Watkins and that one guy that I can't pronounce his name, Samori Toure.
Sure.
Christian Watson is questionable. They can't beat the Cowboys. You kidding me? They can't even get close to 5 points. You kidding me? Come on.
Okay.
Tony Pollard, come on. He's going to have 150 yards on like 2 carries. Come on. Cowboys.
Who you doing there, buddy?
Oh, it's a new bit that I'm doing. Did you like it?
Where's the character from? You kind of went a little Chicago, a little touch of Cleveland in there. I wasn't sure what you were doing.
Yeah, it's like everybody who's ever hated the Packers. So it's like all the Midwest up there.
Just the upper Midwest. You throw little Vikings in. All right,
little Minnesota, little Chicago, little Detroit.
Yeah, you betcha. You betcha there. All right, very good. We're going to have a battle of teams from the West, one from the AFC West, one from the NFC West, as the 49ers host the Chargers. Another tough number here is the 49ers laying the touchdown, -7. 46.5 is the number. We may have to start talking about a Chargers team that isn't very good either. This Chargers team has not beat a team with a winning record all season. They have, of course, really been devastated as far as the wide receiver position goes. Mike Williams is out. We don't know if Keenan Allen is going to play. We could pretty much just plug that loop in every week because every week he's questionable and ends up being out. I think the most surprising part to me is the inability of this Chargers team to run the ball or really even attempt to run the ball with Austin Eckler. Niners, well, they've had 3 spreads of 6 or more this season. They've won 2 of those 3. I don't love this one. We'll have to see how it progresses to see if it's part of my package towards the end of the week. Right now, I'll take the Niners -7.
Yes, Steehn, I agree. I like the Niners 7 as well, as they've continued to get healthier over the last few weeks on the defensive side of the ball. They traded for Christian McCaffrey, like everybody knows, but I like Jimmy Garoppolo in this game. I see him throwing on this Chargers secondary and scoring enough points to cover that spread, as the Chargers just have looked lackluster against weaker teams all year, and they did not impress me with that 3-point win over the Falcons last week. It looked like they were trying to give it away at multiple different times in that game. Luckily, they ended up winning as I had them money line, but they aren't anything special, and I see this 49ers team moving in the right direction. But if you guys are looking to find out what I finally decide on this game, click on the link in the top left corner. It's got my NFL and college picks, Steen's NFL and college picks, and David's NFL and college picks, as all of our picks are included in one bundle, only $15, as it's an absolute steal. You guys got to hop on that as quickly as you can.
Yeah, this one is a interesting spread when you look at the total. Thinking this is something like a 27-20 game, something like a 27-17 game. The 7 points on the surface seems like a bit much, but I haven't been impressed with what I've been seeing from the Chargers either. 49ers 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 against teams with winning records. I actually think, I know I mentioned that Chiefs line earlier in the show. I think that the 49ers here might be a good second leg of maybe a Chiefs 49ers teaser. I definitely think that the 49ers win this game. For this sake of this pick, I'll lean on them minus the 7, but I would say that it's a good teaser play to probably take the 49ers minus 1 in this situation.
I agree everything with that David's saying. I think the 49ers win this game, but I think it might be a little close, or it might be one of those, 2-possession games where the Chargers drive down the field and score a touchdown with a minute and a half left and have to rely on an onside kick. I think it's one of those kind of games, so I like the Chargers. They're not going to win,
All right.
but I think they're going to cover.
Little backdoor action there for Rocky. All right, very good. And
Look at
the
that.
last,
Look how long I've come from week 1.
you're really you're much more impressive than you were early in the season. You've really been doing your homework, buddy. I'm impressed.
There was homework?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, you did buy $50,000 worth of magic beans, but other than that, you've been great. Been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay. Monday night game, kind of a throwback situation here as we have an NFC East battle that actually matters as the Eagles are 10.5 point home favorites. 44.5 is your number. This Eagles team, despite letting us down last week, they have been a wagon at home, going 4-0 against the spread. They have beat the spread by an average of 7.2 points per game. Earlier this season, they traveled up to our nation's capital to take on the Commanders. They beat them by 16 when the spread was 5.5. Yeah, they may burn us again. Anytime you're playing with double-digit spreads or spreads over a touchdown, you always have the opportunity to get burned by a backdoor fourth quarter. But this is an This is an Eagles team that is really playing well. By the way, your computer is not skipping. That's me hiccuping. So, what's wrong with my computer? Eagles 10.5. Yep, I don't care. I'm laying that number right here.
Yes, Dean, to end the day, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think it's just too many points. I'm going to take the Commanders plus 10.5. So I see their front seven shutting down the run at different points in this game. And Heineke's put some more life into that Commanders team as they battled with the Vikings last week. It's like we said earlier, the Vikings are one of those silent killers this year. And it took a lot for them to come back and win that game outright. Now, the Commanders don't love their offense, but I see them scoring just enough points, 14-17, just to cover that spread, as I only see the Eagles scoring 24 to 28 points in this game.
Well, I think that the way that I'm going to, at least on Tuesday, this is probably going to be 6 days later, 5-6 days later by the time this goes. But I think that the best way to play this game is going to be the under 44.5 points. If you look at the Commanders games, they played 7 straight games now where there have been less than 45 points scored, including the last time that these teams played each other. The game ended being 24-8. They're going to have to try to slow this game down if they want to compete with the Eagles and keep it within that 10.5. Eagles have been playing great defense as well. These are divisional foes. They know each other. I think that that's quite a lot of points for this one. I'm going to go with the under 44.5. Maybe if it gets bet up, and it'll even be a better number by the time this airs. But under is the play for me in this one.
Yeah, I at first I was kind of liking the Eagles, and then I remembered that I took the Eagles last week, and they didn't cover, even though they absolutely destroyed. So, and Ron Rivera has been a scrappy guy ever since he's been in the league, and the Commanders, 3-1 in the last 4 games. All of those close games, 3 points, 1 point, 2 points, 5 points, 4 points before that. I think they keep it close. And the end. One last reminder. We got this link right here for you. Find out, get our special of the week. It's going to be David, Steehn, and Mason, all of their picks, NFL, college football. And don't forget, if you want to maybe have an opportunity to win some of that money back, comment on the video. We're doing a $100 drawing for anybody who comments on the video. So what does that net you? $85? Look at that.
Yeah.
And you get all their picks.
Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That is week 10 in the books. as always, appreciate everybody for stopping by and checking us out. Special thanks to Mason. Mason, where can we find you at? I know you're pretty prolific there on the Tweeter machine.
Yes, Dean, you can find me on Twitter. I've been posting some free parlays there at Mason Folz. You can also find me on the Winners and Winers website. I'm writing articles every day. All of those are free. I'm also posting a free pick video every day on the Winners and Winers YouTube account. All my expert picks are available on that same website. It's been a great year. I can't wait for this week 10 to start.
Very good. And David, if we're not in Houston, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Winners and Winers. You can find me on the expert tab where you can get all of my picks on college football, NFL, NBA, college basketball. Also, I've got a ton of free articles right now, probably about at least 15 to 25 a week, covering college football, NBA, and college basketball. You can also follow me on Twitter at Get Sports Strong. I'm thinking about doing some live bet tweets every now and then. I know it's hard to talk about those on the video, but sometimes when you're looking at these games, you get, a feeling that, 5-10 minutes in, or sometimes you see some more value later. I had a pick that I'd made earlier this week in college football where I took Tennessee plus 8.5, and then they got off to a rough start, but then when the live bet went to plus 24.5, I jumped on that and it ended up saving me. So follow us on Twitter for stuff like that.
Very good. And Rocky, if we're not down at the paintball park, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter impersonating Elon Musk until I get banned at Rocky Foré. Also, I've been trying to make some money, so you can find me somewhere in Italy on a gondola carting people around.
Okay, very good. And of course, I am the Steamroller. You can find me on Twitter at Steamroller, SteehnRoller. You guys are the best. Appreciate you being here. We'll be back next week with Week 11 to do it all again as we do our thing here at Once Upon a Time in Las Vegas, the rise of the greatest sports betting show in the world. Stay tuned. Rocky's going to show you how to do an end card. You guys take care. We'll see you next week.